that was one of the only aspirations I had in my life before I got stabbed to death, before I got multiple stab wounds in my chest and had my lungs ripped apart. You know what I mean? Was to join the military.
Right.
And because I had spoke to the recruiter the way I did, I said, "Send me over there. I don't want to come back." He was like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Well, ain't that what you want?" When it comes to trauma, and this is what I learned, is like one of the easiest ways for people to get closer to God and closer to themselves, right? To get past those demons that are constantly behind us or bothering us or
Right.
tearing us apart.
Right.
Everybody freezes when they turn around and try to confront them face on, right?
Right.
So what I was able to do with my own healing journey was to instead walk backwards towards the noise,
Yeah.
to the point where, this issue or problem was in my face,
Yeah.
and saying, fuck you, get away from me. I don't want shit to do with you. On to the next one. And that's how that's how when I had to think differently, that's how I had to do my therapy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I was able to realize and recognize, like, yeah, you didn't have calm your whole life. A lot of people miss an entire emotional piece of their repertoire. You know,
That's crazy.
and with
Not even know you missing it.
and
You know what I mean?
and when you don't know that you have that damage, right, or you don't know how to fix it,
Right.
you need to help. You need to figure out how to get help,
Right.
right? And that's what I had to do. And I did that for a long time. We did the meds up until the meds started giving me seizures and melting my brain. So then I had to completely detox.
Right.
Completely detox, learn how to meditate, find that quiet place. And as soon as I did that, kind of my whole life kind of fell apart, because now I'm in a situation where I can't really do that unless I'm up or the house is empty, or you know what I mean? So like it gets extremely hard to get back to that calm feeling of relaxing and that peace and that quiet
Yeah.
when, you know, me personally, I'm just over here like, man, I gotta figure out how to get this done or this done. I gotta get this because I gotta make sure I got a home. Worrying about where I'm gonna be tomorrow.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and I have to remember, because I love listening to older folks talk. You know what I mean? Listening to my grandmother's talk, or
They got a lot of game to give.
yep, and
Wisdom.
and with wisdom, that comes from suffering.
Yeah.
Suffering and pain.
Right.
That's one way to get it.
It's also a way to avoid some shit. You know what I mean? Where it's like you can tell, like, through their lived and shared experience. You either do want to do what they're saying, and you're like locking it in, like I gotta do what he or she is saying, or I gotta not do what they're saying. Don't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they're telling you, listen, son, like I remember. Like, let me give you an example. Like a cat. He was in his. He was like 60, 59 or something, and he was like, I gotta start preparing for my transition and this and that. And then he was like, looking back, there was a lot that I could have did if I planned it and accepted it as a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. If you just do a little bit every day, after 5 years, it amounts to a lot. And that was always a concept that was just hard for me to accept. Like I had this notion that, oh man, F tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get on today. Tomorrow ain't promised. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make this happen today, right now. You know? And then that whole idea driving you to do things that aren't necessarily the most moral, as far as whether it's drug dealing or robbing or whatever. You know what I mean? And not that even slanging a dub sack of weed or nicks or something is necessarily a problem. It's just that the game right now, like, those same rules don't apply. Like with the whole fentanyl shift, to me, it almost makes that whole world invalid. You know what I mean? Like it's no longer a valid hustle.
Yeah. No, no. What you're saying is because so much death is possible from a, you know what I mean?
Like that's not a valid hustle, bro. For real, I really believe that. Like,
And that makes sense because look at how much it takes to kill somebody with it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yourself, yeah, anyone who